right, you want to provide data for your customers via API and you are wondering how much it really costs to make that happen and what would be a reasonable price for it. Today we will do a short calculation example and see what it would mean in monthly pricing. In order to calculate all the main costs, let's start with the basics. Of course, research and studies around API are needed, as well as all aspects of design and architecture. After these, you need to develop the API or at least a prototype or minimum viable product of it. Then it is time to implement it. For sure you cannot ignore documentation or security validation for your implementation, so they need to take into account as well. Then you are going to have some monthly costs around maintenance, regular updates, and support. Also, your selected cloud environment and hosting costs can play a significant part on the cost side, without forgetting proper logging and monitoring features. With such technical understanding and evaluating real costs, you may understand the base level for your pricing. So, let's think a little further and imagine some examples for each of these lines. For research, design, and development you typically spend 5 days if you are experienced, and your own costs can be around €500 per day. Implementing a prototype can take up to 3 days with the same daily cost. Documentation and security-related matters will take at least 4 days together. Then all recurring monthly costs can vary a lot depending on your technical infrastructure or selected cloud provider, but maintenance and updates will be at least 1 to 2 hours per month. Also, you will definitely spend some time supporting customers or working with critical tickets. One part of providing professional technical service is to spend time with monitoring and logging, so there will be some expenses for them too. Without forgetting, your technical environment costs something as well. Of course, the following figures and amounts are not exact and can vary a lot among each company. However, with such a formula, you can get a somehow reasonable number of total costs and adjust your pricing right if you are focusing on profitable API offering. In total, development and implementation costs are around €6,000. Monthly costs are about €820 per month, and if we evaluate the lifecycle for API for 5 years, we can do the following estimation for the expected 200 potential customers. With these figures, the monthly price will set around €4.60 with a 0% margin. If your costs are remarkably higher or you do not have such a high amount of customers, you will get a very different price point, but I guess you got the idea. Of course, this model has its limitations. This formula does not take into account the following points of view. If you really think to serve developers better, you need to take the developer experience seriously. Also, if you have a high number of APIs, you might want to spend extra time and money on implementing low-code and no-code solutions to make everything run without a high amount of development work. Also, the legal point of view on data economy is rising, so be sure about all contractual matters could be worth spent effort. One easy way to differentiate from your competitors is to get security certifications or audits for your solutions and ensure that your customers are getting first-class security with working your APIs. All these may decrease or increase your total costs significantly, and as you can see, getting the actual price point right might be somehow time-taking project. But trust me, it is definitely worth it. However, if you end up to think that there must be a better way to price customers, you are right. You can also set a price for the data that is transferred and used via APIs, but for that, we have other videos. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to hear more, check more videos from www.dataproductbusiness.com. See you there.